What's going on, everybody? Chip Hardbody here. Today, we begin our playthrough of Elden Ring using FightinCowboy's Platinum Trophy walkthrough. Now, this is not a 100% walkthrough, as he stated in that walkthrough multiple times, but it will get you to Platinum Trophy status, completion level, if you play on PlayStation or Xbox, you'll get the highest completion achievement. And if you play on PC, I'm not sure what it'll get you, but it'll get you something. We are playing on PC, and we are playing on the newest version, 1.03.2. Cowboy did start that walkthrough before the latest patches, so some things will be a little bit different, but pretty much everything will be just as it once was. So we're going to go ahead and start a new game. Now, for the purposes of this, I will not be skipping the cutscenes or NPC dialogue. We're just going to let everything play out as it does in the game. And also, just as a note, if you have not watched FightinCowboy's walkthrough, just a heads up, the first couple of episodes of this series and of his series, it's just going to be getting dressed. We're just putting our pants on, okay? We're going to be opening up a lot of the map, and we're going to be running around grabbing new items and upgrade materials so that we can have the best possible start in the game as of his walkthrough. And the whole point of this is for me to play through it using his walkthrough and kind of evaluate it as we go. See if there's anything that we find that we might want to do differently, or maybe we go with a different build. I don't know. We're going to see where the game takes us, and we're going to see where our preferences take us. But in that vein, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, new game. Again, we're not skipping any cutscenes. I'm going to try to stay quiet through cutscenes and NPC dialogue, unless there's something important that needs to be pointed out. So we're going to go new game, and we're going with the Vagabond. And the reason we're going with the Vagabond is because that's what Cowboy recommends in his walkthrough. We're going to save type A. We're going to go Chip. Okay. Body type. Type A. We're going to go with mature. Keepsake. Stone Sword Key. Stone Sword Key allows you to break the seal on statues to sealed off rooms, and allows you access to them. That you can buy these in the world, and there are some that you can find, but starting off with one is advisable. Everything else you can find elsewhere. It's really not necessary to have any of those. The Stone Sword Key is going to be your best bet. For our base template, we always go with the Seafarer because it looks the closest to me. And we're going to alter the face and hair. We're going to make them bald. Eyebrows, all that facial hair we care about. We're going to go with the full beard because it looks nice. And that's alter body. We're gonna make this guy huge, okay? We're gonna go, just massive. Actually, the abdomen we're gonna take down a little bit, but the arms, huge. Legs, huge. He doesn't skip leg day, and we're gonna make him hairy. He's just got so much hair. All right, there we go. That is Chip. And how I wish I looked. Here we go. Cutscene. I'm going to shut up.
The fallen leaves tell a story. is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Goldmask. Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between, to stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
Okay. So we got our first gesture, which is the ring. There's nothing back here. We're going to grab this. Oh, we got to unequip. We'll unequip the halberd. We're not going to use that. There we go. So if you've played any Souls games, you know that there are 3 different ways to roll. There is the heavy roll that you just saw us doing. There's the medium roll, and then if you take everything off, you'll get to a light roll, which is very quick and nimbly-bimbly. We don't really need that one. I'm going to keep everything on. There's nothing here. We're just running to the boss of this area. You are meant to lose to this boss. If you manage to beat him, you will get his weapon and shield, I believe. But I've never beat him, and you don't have to. You're meant to die here. And, like, we're already not doing well. Oh, we got a couple hits in. We'll see. Yeah. Oh, wow. I thought we were dead there. Really thought that was it for us. Yep. There it is. He doesn't have to kill you completely. He just has to do enough damage to trigger the cutscene. Which is what's happening now. So, I'll hush again.
fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
Okay, and now we're in the tutorial area. The tutorial area is, you can just run past it, and that's fine. If you want to go through it, feel free. I'm going to go ahead and run through it really quickly, just because there is an emote up there that I do want to grab, and also just for anyone who hasn't gone through it, you can see what it looks like. So you just roll down here, roll down here. If you, just a tip, whenever you're rolling off of a ledge like that, if you do just a quick slash, you won't be delayed quite as long as if you like roll and do your landing animation. So if you're trying to run through somewhere really quickly, that's how you do it. I don't even know if we need to kill these dudes, but we will, just because why not? This will give us enough runes to purchase our first necessary item pretty quickly. I'm just ignoring all of the tutorial stuff. If you're playing this game, you can watch the tutorials, or read the tutorials. Or if you are watching this and you're like, well, what did that say? Just pause the video and you'll find it. There are other people who have gone through this a lot more extensively. I am simply just running through this area, like I said, just to get that emote up on the top there. So this guy, we're just trying to break his stance. So you shoot heavy attacks at him until he staggers, and then stab him. It wants you to do it with two hands. You can two-hand your weapon. It's not necessary. Again, it's just, if you don't know the mechanics, then do it. But if you already know the mechanics, don't worry about it. Just get through this as quickly as you can. Now this guy, we hold up our shield, and then as soon as that arrow hits and bounces off, we can hit our right trigger or a heavy attack and do a guard counter. And then you saw that it staggers him. Now, not every enemy is going to get staggered in one hit like that. In fact, a lot of them won't. Some of them will just die. Some of them will continue to exist. And that's okay. This is teaching you about backstabs and stealth. So you can crouch down here. Crouching and jumping in this game are very important. Way more important than, as far as I know, ever before in a Souls game. Like Sekiro, jumping and crouching were very important, but Sekiro is not a Souls game. So that's another stance break. Saw how he bounced off of it. That's a good sign when enemies bounce off of it. These stakes here, they're essentially respawn points that are a little closer to bosses than Sites of Grace. And to call this guy a boss is silly, in my opinion. But he's here to teach you about guard counters, which you just saw me doing. So we hold up our shield, he hits it, then we do our guard counter, he staggers, and then we stab him. Very easy. Honestly, they could have done more with that, like made you have to do that like 3 times to make it a bit more challenging, but oh well. And then we grab our emote for strength, and then we jump down. Okay. Open up these doors. Oh, and the NPC, the ghosty, in the chair back there, you can talk to him if you want, but he doesn't really say anything of any value. He doesn't really say anything at all, I don't think. This is our first imp statue where we can use our stone sword key that we got. We're not going to do that here because we will be coming back here later, and we can open up that at that point, and it'll be a little bit more level appropriate and like understanding of the game appropriate. For now, we're just going to take this lift all the way up. And also, I'm not doing it because Cowboy did not do it in his playthrough, his walkthrough. So if you ever see a point where you're like, Chip, why did you run past that? Why didn't you grab that? It's because I'm following someone else's walkthrough. I am evaluating their walkthrough. FightinCowboy, his walkthrough. If he didn't do it, neither am I. So we'll hit this grace, and we'll talk to this guy. Okay. So we got that grace. Yeah, rest. Nope, not yet. We're going to talk to Vare.
Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Hmm? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the Round Table Hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity.
So with a lot of NPCs, you have to talk to them multiple times to exhaust all of their dialogue. So once they start repeating themselves, then you know you've gone through all of their everything that they have to say.
Vare, take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace? The golden light that gives life to you, Tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, a path that a Tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you, Tarnished, to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave. Grace's guidance will reveal the path forward, most certainly, to Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff, the home of the decrepit demigod, Godric the Grafted.
Okay. So what he's talking about, the guidance of grace, you can see like shooting out from that little flame, that little, it almost looks like a rainbow just made of gold. That is what he's talking about, the guidance of grace. And if you open up your map, you can see that it is pointing us this direction, almost straight north. So it is pointing up towards that church right now. So if you're ever at a loss for where to go next, just go to one of those sites of grace that's pointing in a direction and follow it until you get to the next grace that tells you a direction to go. And like this game will tell you where you need to go for the most part. I haven't really encountered an area where following the site of grace hasn't eventually like opened up the next spot. These are just summoning pools. They're very cool. So you can leave your summon sign here, or you can view other people's summon signs, so that you can invite friends into your world. You can also invite enemies to duel. So they've made the multiplayer a lot more streamlined in this game than it has been previously. We were going to ignore that big mamma jamma up there. We're just going to run. We're going to grab a few ingredients along the way. Anytime you see the prompt pop up on your screen to gather materials, just go ahead and do it. You can't have to, or acquire materials rather. Just a real quick thing to show you. If you saw that white stuff like shoot out, almost like souls, it means that the enemy you just killed is dropping an item. So you don't have to wait for the death animation to finish until you know if they've dropped an item. So that's kind of handy. And it also falls in line with anytime you see acquire materials, just go ahead and hit that. For me, it's Y. For you, it might be triangle. I'm not sure what it is on mouse and keyboard, but if you're playing a Souls game on mouse and keyboard, more power to you. I salute you. So grab that grace sight. This is going to teach us about strengthening armaments, smithing. We'll grab an upgrade material. There are smithing stones in this game. We'll talk to this merchant who's dressed like Santa for some reason.
I can see it, and I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods.
So Kale has one thing that we want right now. He's got a lot of good stuff, but the crafting kit is probably the most important this early in the game. The torch is also a good investment if you're just going ahead and playing the game and exploring. The torch is very good, but right now the crafting kit is where it's at. All this other stuff can wait.
Goodbye.
Okay. This will tell you about like containers and stuff. We're gonna head north. We're gonna once again we're ignoring all enemies. As I said previously, we are just getting dressed. These first couple of episodes are just us running through, grabbing some upgrade materials, some necessary items, and just getting you prepped for the game itself. This game is massive. We're gonna come back for all of the stuff that we're not collecting right now. You can kill these guys if you want to, or if they get really annoying, but you don't have to. And sometimes you can miss that backstab, by the way. Again, this is not like other games where like the backstab is kind of a guaranteed thing. You can miss it. So root resin is something that you're going to use a lot. So if you see it, grab it. And we're going to head past this encampment straight to the north. You can see another grace. We're going to stop there, and we're going to get our mount. Torrent, who you saw in that cutscene earlier that the maiden was sitting on top of. He's going to become ours. So we're going to talk to our maiden. Well, she's not our maiden, but she's going to play the role of our maiden. Spoiler alert. There are a lot of spoilers in this. I apologize.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the Tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree.
And of course, we're going to hit accept, because if you don't, you can't level up. So unless you're doing some kind of challenge or something, make sure to hit accept.
Another matter. I bequeath to you this ring.
Yeah.
Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent. Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect.
All right. So we're going to pass time until morning, because there are night bosses and like undead enemies that roam around at night, and we don't want to deal with them. We're also going to remove that And we're going to put Torrent's Call on our quick select. So for me, again, it's Y. For if you're playing on PlayStation, it'll be triangle. I'm not sure what it is if you're playing on PC. But we're going to summon our steed, and now begins the run through. So we're going to just start going a little crazy. All right, so travel to the Church Villa, North Gate for Grace. Oh, actually, we're going to grab our map fragment first. So we're going to go way down here. Gatefront Ruins. And then we're just going to run right back up. Because we've aggroed all these guys, we're going to jump off our horse, and we're going to de-aggro them by resting at the site of Grace. Whenever you are in a new area, you will sometimes see, you can't see any on this map currently, but there are these little beacons that will have the map fragment next to them that you need for that area. So from here, we're actually going to... Oh, yeah, we're going to go back to the Church of Ella. There's going to be an NPC here that we can talk to. There she is.
Tarnished, may I have a word? A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of a Tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed, and upon looking into the matter, the talk I surmise is of thee. Thou art possessed of the power, no? To call forth a spectral steed named Torrent.
I can call the spectral steed.
As I had hoped, I was entrusted this for thee by Torrent's former master.
Okay, so we got our Spirit Calling Bell and Lone Wolf Ashes.
Bell for calling forth
Summons are very important.
Summon them with it. From ash and return to the Erdtree, the spirits will obey thine command but briefly. As they recall battles past, now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest. Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
Okay. And then she leaves. And we travel right back to the Gatefront Grace. So now we have our summons, and we have our mount. So we can... we're going to head northwest up this hill. Oh, I forgot to change it to morning. Hopefully we don't run into anything crazy. Okay, we're just running right through all of these enemies. We're not paying any attention to them. We're just going to keep running. Just keep running, just keep running, just keep running, running. And then we got a golden seed here. Grab that, and we head to the right, or to the east if you want to use cardinal directions. In the field, we got a smithing stone. Very cool. Then we're going to head north, up this little embankment here, I guess. There's a little bit of stone. And then immediately west to this shack. We're going to grab this Grace. I apologize for any frame drops or lagging. I am playing on PC, and there are areas where they still have not completely fixed that. So we're actually going to pass time until morning here, because, again, we don't want anything killing us at night. So here we've got an NPC that we're going to talk to, but first we're going to grab this stone sword key. These come in very handy. We're going to talk to this NPC and get an emote and a new summon.
Everyone's been grafted. Everyone who came with me. They crossed the sea for me. They fought for me. Only to have their arms taken. Their legs taken. Even their heads taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know? If you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid. It's quite a lark when you think about it.
Once again, okay, we got the emote, but we keep talking to her because she has a fair bit of dialogue.
Castle, enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Oh, you've come to be one with the spider? Well, that makes us two peas in a pod. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off, or legs, or your head. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven. Oh, I know. Can you take this little one along with you? The poor thing deserves someone braver than myself. And the spirits look rather fondly upon you. It'll be glad of your company, I think, the little one.
Okay, that's all of her dialogue. Oh, no, it's not. We got one more.
It was a pleasure to see you. Oh, can you pass on a message for me? If you see the little chrysalids in Stormvale Castle, tell them I love them. And that, despite my craven heart, I'm sure I'll be joining their club soon enough. I'm finally getting the hang of this whole pain thing, you know?
It's not creepy at all. Alright. So, don't skip this. We need that jellyfish summon for later. Alright, from here, we head east to the War Master's shack. So we're going to run along the road. Turn here. And as we pass these dudes, these guys are a bit dangerous. So just be careful of them. They can and will knock you off your horse. Grab these fire arrows. And then right in here, de-aggro by resting at the grace. Well, let's see. Are they searching for us? No, we're in the clear, so we can talk to this guy. A lot of dialogue in this first episode.
Name's Bernard. Tarnished, just like you. Let me ask you something. Are you here in the lands between to take up the fight? Does your faith in the guidance of grace hold firm, despite the collapse of the Golden Order?
We're going to answer that it does hold firm.
Yes, you're a Tarnished through and through.
This guy sells Ashes of War. So
That's
very
the cause
important.
you needed now more than ever. Any interest in bearing the torch of my battle arts? All I know is the sword. Picked up a fair few tricks in my time, too. Now's the time to pass them on. To a good and proper Tarnished like you.
Okay, so you'll see this skill in particular I like because it will take any skill on your shield off and just let you use your weapons skill.
Well, there's no rush.
So if you have a really cool weapon skill and your shield, let's say, has parry, and you're a sword and shield man like myself, so when you hit that L2, instead of doing the parry, you would do whatever weapon art is on your sword. So, just good to know. We're going to pass time. We're going to make it morning. Again, don't want any kind of nonsense happening to us at night. Okay, we're going to go... We're going to grab south, southeast. Ooh, get some more root resin here. Always grab that. So south, southeast, we're going to drop down these cliffs. Now, one thing I cannot stress enough is that you kind of have to get a feel for jumping off of cliffs. Sometimes it's very simple. Other times you think you've got it and then you die. So what we're going to do is we're going to aggro one of these giants. Just get him to follow us. We're not actually going to fight him, but we're going to stand behind this statue while he runs at us. So run! Yeah, see how he broke the statue? That's very good. That's exactly what we wanted. So we're just going to stay long enough to grab the smithing stone, and then we are out of here. So we're going to go... Oh, gosh. Just keep going. Just keep going. We're going to go northeast. Ooh! Yeah. Northeast. We're just going run away from these, from those giants a little bit. There should be. Oh. So down there is the next part. I went a little bit too far. My apologies. Yeah, this is where we're going to run through this camp here. And we're just going to grab this Exalted Flesh. Exalted Flesh, if you use it, it will give you a buff. Now we can try to open this chest. See, yep, okay, we did manage to open it. Oh god. But now we're stuck. Yep. We got stuck. It happens. That's what happens when you deviate from the plan, and you don't follow the walkthrough. That was my fault. I stepped off of the path. So don't do that. We're coming back for all of this stuff. Like there was no need for me to do that, but I did. So we're gonna run through this encampment like we were supposed to in the first place. Hopefully be able to grab our runes, but we're not super worried about them if we can't. Yeah, we can. Okay. We'll just keep going. We'll just run through, and then we're gonna go up this ramp. That jar that we saw shouting earlier. Some enemies might have followed you, so just keep a lookout. Okay, it doesn't look like it. All right, we're gonna talk to this guy.
I'm so happy to see you. I am Alexander, also known as the Iron Fist, and as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please, can you help me out of this?
We're gonna help him out.
1,000 thanks. Just give me a good smack from the rear with something nice and big.
They knew what they were saying.
I'll pop clean out, I'm sure. Don't dally. There's no need to fret. I'm very well trained. Give it your all, I say.
All right. So we'll two-hand the weapon. You can't target him, but if you just stand here, charge attack, and charge attack. And then we get an emote, and then we can talk to him.
Well played, good sir. Well played. Though that mighty wallop of yours almost spelled the end of me. Well, I'm out now, and that's what counts. I thank you. And as a token of my appreciation, I'd like you to have this.
We got more Exalted Flesh.
Once again,
We'll talk to him again.
pleasure is mine. I am the warrior jar known as Alexander. Iron Fist Alexander, in fact. I journey to the east, where I intend to further my education in the ways of war. And beyond these lands lie the scarlet, rot-blighted Caelid wilds. And upon their southern edge is Redmane Castle, in which a festival of combat is being held. I'd heard whispers of such festivities before. Doesn't the notion set your breast aflutter?
Indeed. It definitely does. Okay. So Redmane Castle is where he's headed. So we're going to jump down once again. You have to end up just getting a feel for how far you can jump without dying. And honestly, like, it seems like it changes at some points. I did see a video that said you can throw rainbow stones down, and if they shatter and make a big, like, psh noise, when you throw them off the cliff, then it means that you'll die if you jump down it. I have not tested that myself, so take that with a few grains of salt. All right, next we are going, this is our Saints Bridge Grace. We're going to go across the bridge and then follow the road for another NPC and another smithing stone. We're going to ignore Pumpkinhead for now. Or Gourd Head, I guess. So grab that smithing stone. I love that you can pick up items while on your horse. Now, one of the things that is a little bit different, and I don't know if this was because of the patch or what, but if you just start talking to him right now, these skeletons will attack you and kill you. So I found it's best to take them out first. And this is also a very good time to note. Skeletons have an interesting thing about them in this game and in all other Souls games that I've seen. They don't just die. If you let that blue light come out of them like that, they will respawn. They will come back to quote-unquote life, and they'll be just as formidable as they were the first time. So you got to hit them again while they're down, and then backstab that one, and then they'll die for sure, unless your weapon is imbued with holy damage. In that case, you don't have to do it. So I'm gonna let this one happen. You can see, like it just reforms. It takes a few seconds, but it reforms, and you can retarget it, and its health is back up to full. And if you do it again, look, it just keeps happening. And it doesn't give you runes every time you knock it down to that state. So it's not really worth letting them respawn. So, yeah. There's a lot of death in this game, just so y'all know. So we're going to talk to D here, Mr. Edgy McEdgelord.
I'm known as D. I hunt down those who live in death and weed their death root. Heed my warning. The village here has been touched by death. And worse yet, it is home to a mariner. If you value your life, then go no further.
Talk to him again. Same thing. Okay. He shows up at our round table later, and eventually, like, recognizes you as a fellow weeder of Deathroot. Grab this grace to the east. And I think this is where we're going to go ahead and end our first episode. Before we really start just running through things. So I hope that you all enjoy this series, and I really hope that you check out FightinCowboy's 100% walkthrough for Elden Ring. Well, again, 100% is sort of a misnomer, and I keep calling it that, but that's not really the idea behind it. It is a platinum walkthrough, and it'll get you through the game in the best way. So I will be releasing the next video very soon, so hopefully by the time you finish watching this, the next one will already be available for you to consume. Trying to get through like these intro episodes pretty quickly. So with all that being said, I look forward to the next one, and I hope y'all are having a real nice day. And I'll catch y'all next time.